Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Republic of Amalfi series here on the Lord Master channel. Now, as you can see on this map of mostly Europe and the Middle East and Northern Africa, of who controls what, whose text font of the country's name is bigger than the others. As you can see, Kiev is the biggest, the Grand Duchy of Kiev, which is led by Rus as proper. Unless he has any heirs, otherwise it's going to be ran by another Russian. And yes, the great kingdom of Bulgaria pays tribute to Thessalonica, which has way more manpower than Bulgaria. Whereas in Italia, you may have noticed that Amalfi's name has extended. Yes, it extended because we made the southern Italian states of Monte Sant'Angelo, Capua, and even the Thimmet along Longobardia, also known as Apulia, Duchy of Apulia. But now to the south, in the area of Calabria, which is not ran by Calabrians, but rather be ran by a Greek. If only Neapolitan culture exists right now, so I would adopt that, and so does everybody else living along in the boot. But for now, there's this despot who calls himself the Witch Hunter. And he is an extremely powerful man, not in combat skill, but in most of his skills, especially martial, which commands him a large amount of levies, and including mercenaries, and a vast majority of his forces are in Syracuse. And I plan on going to war against him soon. A rivalry war because... Oh, it's all because, let's just say that, that one time that I, yeah, her. We used to be lovers, and, you know, technically she was a mad child before I realized it's like, hey, you committed adultery. I hate you now. That's what he was like to me. And so, yeah, that was during his younger years when he was the most interesting Longobard man in all of Italia. But now, as he's turned 50, gray-haired and all, possessed, but right now he's currently on vacation, resting in the countryside, trying to recover from stress. But soon, he will become a legendary commander whenever he finishes his rest, and when he returns, we will start that rivalry war with him. But we're not going to be alone. The Basilisks of Nicaea will be with us, Greece, and the tributaries of Longobardia, Capua, and Monte Sant'Angelo will also come with us, whether they like it or not. We all got to stick together, and we will go deal with him and his massive army, best his generals, and win this rivalry war for bragging rights. And so, I'll figure out a way to get it back up. So, I'll figure a way out to get the legend up, but there is a way, as I quit rambling. I'm going to summon a lodge commander. That's step 1. A promising member of the Champions of Prune, Gundwald is eager to test his mettle in battle to prove his loyalty by fighting on my side and leading my armies against the enemies of Amalfi. Welcome, fellow warrior. Okay, that's step 1. Step 2, and I don't usually do this, and I don't think I've ever done this in the history of me playing the Dark Ages mod. We're going to assemble a Mercenary Company, which is start to bring together a band of soldiers, starts looking for employment. As I give him the money. Now you are the captain of the Amalfitan band. And when he gets his court together, let's just hope that some of them will be Slavic pagans, and then there'll be more of them joining the warrior lodge. That's the reason why I formed a mercenary band, to get them more male members of Slavic pagans, regardless of culture, some of which may join the Champions of Perun to get more members. The more members, the more events and activities and missions will be completed to move up the progress. Only up to 100. I predict I'll probably be up to 60 or 60 something when all this is said and done. And it's going to be a real challenge to try to maintain my personal combat skill. But I must not get stressed or wounded or depressed at all. Of course, the drawback of maintaining a mercenary band is the lowering levy size and the reinforcement rate. So this holding, all these holdings in fact, are maintaining mercenary bands. Including those baronies you hold. That also counts. So you want to increase the levy size of all of them. All of them that you own. To get them back as the way it was. And those that can't afford, or can't be afforded. And another step. Savannah help, time for you to start training the troops as we're preparing for war soon. As soon as I'm out of stress and the number of levies goes up, and sooner or later I will switch my focus to war. So let's get started. Welcome, even though you're a tad bit old for this. What you doing? Oh, you're joining a war. Okay. That is not my concern. Let's see. Died of gonorrhea. Had to look something up. No, it's a civil war in China. Shame. Shame on them. You know, he could declare a rivalry war against me now soon because he has the manpower to do so while we're trying to build it up fast. As in like, oh, please hurry. In fact, please hurry indeed, yes. Construct the buildings faster. I've been informed that Rosamund herself learns every subject at a fast pace and beats her in any games with ease. She is bright. Got that from me. Smartest guy in the room. And I'll be glad to recruit her to the Warrior Lodge if they demand it. And of course, to prepare such a war, you also got to save your money to hire some mercenaries. No, let her go free. Surprised we still have secret Slavic pagans in our realm. Those are the ones that are not to be bothered, especially that's of kin. You do not want to be a kinslayer. Not now, not ever. Oh god, my wife was murdered by you. He's already a concern. You murdered my wife. If I had my way, I'm gonna murder you. But I'd rather frame you. And then I'll murder you. You're going straight to hell for this. I'm gonna put you in prison. Now that I know what you've done. But not right now, because I have not returned from my vacation. Still under Regency. He is going straight to hell for this. What's absurd that it was my spy master. You do it. Alright, another cardinal of ours. Into the college. Again, our Langobard Pope. And soon we'll get another man who was formerly a Latin, then converted to Langobard culture. And he's gonna be the next Pope. Who stole my money? I heard that sound. If we don't deal with him soon, he's gonna be even stronger. My goodness, a second saint in this playthrough. Blessed Sermon was a true exemplar of the Christian faith, living a pious and moderate life. In a grand announcement, Pope Clemens IV, our Pope, has decided to canonize Sermon, the understanding. Many tales are told about Saint and defeats he did in life. It was often said that Saint Sermon was so understanding to others that he would be able to practically read their minds. Despite his gift, he never used it for evil, and was truly a servant of God, blessing those in his presence. It is a great honor for the family of the blessed saint. May we all aspire to become as pious as him. Blessed be his name. So, he's a Bulgarian Catholic who hails from Prislav. When did he pass away? Of gout. Oh, 2 decades ago. Guess he was a pretty good man. His bloodline. He was known for his righteous nature and also reading the minds of others. Converts counties to my culture faster. Well, that's really good. Hope y'all have more children in future. Maybe in the next generation or so, whenever they have daughters. I'd like for my future son, although he's a little older than whomever's going to be born, to have this bloodline. No, it has to be matrilineal. Because I'd like to have 2 saintly bloodlines. But that man is truly an inspiration for us all. If I don't get rid of stress by the end of this year, in 1150, I'm coming out of resting, and I'm going to prepare for war, no matter what happens, because we might get attacked by them very soon, and start a rivalry war between us. And everyone shall come to my aid. I cannot wait any longer because alliances may expire. Not now, but soon. You sure? I don't think so. Kinsman. Just Just sighing and all that. Well, our Pope just died. Yep, that's our guy. He was formerly Gustavo the Latin, and then he became a Longobard, and now he is there. He was formerly the Prince Bishop of Kotor. Man's a master schemer. That Prince Bishop is right important. Actually, that's not a good idea. Just a moment. Come on, you need to be more pious than that. I'm just looking for a random priest in the court. Come on. A theologian, perfect. One second. Ah, here you are. You are it. Next in line. You're already wealthy, so it doesn't want to give you that money. Ideas. Since he supports me 100%, because supported Pope election. We made it happen. Archelaus the Greek, Prince Archbishop, excuse me, of Florence. He'll be around for a couple of years, I assume. For now, he'll be my court chaplain. Anyways, I'm gonna be out of resting soon. Crud, grease is out. The line's broken. That's it. I'm breaking my rest. I will remain stressed for a period of time. By hook or by crook. I am gonna get married. My lovers are all passing away. You're not of any good education, despite the fact you're possessed too, as you are hearing buzzing sounds. Ooh, that's pretty good. But landed. Courtier Genoa. Wait, does that mean Genoa itself? But she's only 7. You're not going to be around long enough. Don't get too aroused by something that you can't really determine of their genetic traits or lack thereof. I think I would prefer somebody with very high stewardship and intrigue skill. Well, there's one. Keep tabs on that one as you scroll along and keep looking. Oh my goodness. Strong, quick, attractive, tall, shrewd. Holy crud. Never seen anyone like that. Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner. Jackpot. Yelka is the name. Fulfilled my ambition to get married as Anastasio is a trained fighter. Should have groomed the heir. She could be an excellent chancellor. Really attracted to me still, huh? Despite the old age. This old man ain't gonna go down despite the big 30-year difference between us. Martial education. Perfect. I need to... I think it'll be wise to introduce him now. Because I don't know how long I'll be around before I get stressed the heck out. And switch to war focus for now. But don't worry, there is a rare occasion when you get into a battlefield event. There's a rare occasion that you might lose your stress trait because you are killing a bunch of, enemy soldiers and all that. Doge Bernard has finally introduced young Anastasio at the Amalfitan court in Amalfi as part of his continuing effort to groom the young man as his future heir. I hope he does well. That's because I remembered something. Fisheries of the Amalfi coast. This ups the morale of armies and the levy reinforcement rate. Since we're going more into a militaristic mood for the Republic. Anastasia's been attentively watching me during court. Indeed, some of my counsel suggest he's picked up a number of my mannerisms. Oh wow, you are brave. That means he could become either ambitious or stubborn. I'll be the guardian. I may have that tough soldier, but he could be better than me. Please, make it happen. Somebody give me the mission that I have to recruit my boy in. Seems to love ordering and counting things, coins especially. You need to be diligent, not greedy. Alright, another member. You guys aren't Slavic pagans. Hey, come here. Gonna have to get him over here. We need to get rid of that mercenary band and replace it with a new one. Why do we have Muslims? Mercenary band thought they're supposed to be Slavic. That's what I was trying to do. Anyways, Bishop Alovic here is a renowned and godly learned vassal of ours. After having introduced himself to Anastasio, Alo approaches me with an offer. He's willing to spend some time reading and teaching Anastasio to some more intricate parts of the Bible in exchange for my favor. Oh, anything for him, because his stats are wildly varied. So he doesn't have any genetic traits to speak of as far as I'm concerned when we found it. Don't say that you found him! Don't you ever say that! He's been attentively watching as I meet my Martian. Wondering what he's picked up for me. Let's hope for only good things. He picked up his Martian. If I were Anastasio, he really needs to improve his diplomacy and stewardship. And he needs to marry a wife eventually. To marry a woman eventually. For him to help out the skills that he really lacks of. Yeah, come here. Brought you over here. Just solve that mercenary company. I don't care if you like it. We're going to restart this thing. It seems that Anastasio has started getting along incredibly well with one of my younger visiting brothers. Apparently Anastasio and Lupus becoming fast friends. He introduced himself to Podesta Kersafehios of the Wadan. He not only accidentally spills a beverage all over his shoes, but also manages to insult all of his ancestors. Sorry about that. Hey, wise guy. Here's a new mercenary company. Slavs only. By Slavs, I mean Slavic pagans. That's what I mean. There's been a large increase of pilgrims trying to see the burial site of the local Saint Raphael the Healer in Amalfi. With so many people, this is a prime opportunity for making some money off of them. And then we spend the said money to maintain a book on the biography of Muhammad. Huh. He's been attentively watching as I meet my chancellor and wonder who's picked up for me. Oh, please don't lose diplomacy. He gained one. It's better than nothing. There are those who argue a quick death is better, for it will be less painful and I won't have as much to worry and ruminate over. Others believe a slow, gradual death is preferable. It gives one a time to let go of regrets, pray and make peace with one's family, friends, and God. It's better if one has the time to prepare before passing on. I just picked up content. Stewardship up. That's it, your plot's revealed. I don't care what they say. You are going to... Help! No. Not what I mean. Who's returning a favor? You. I know what I'm gonna do. You'll be my chancellor. And then you're not my chancellor anymore. What? Gods, dog it. Do not want you to weaken powerful vassals. He's the bad guy here! He's a murderer! He's dangerous! We could murder. Okay. Okay, you can have your accounts back. This guy's got low intrigue. Maybe we could get rid of him so I can arrest the other guy. Oh boy. Slavic pagan? Slavic pagan. There you go. So that way more potential members. Sorry for the misunderstanding. My wife Yelka confronts me in the evening regarding a rather morose behavior I exhibited for some time. After a truly rousing and impassioned speech from my wife, I feel as though the weight of the world has been lifted from my shoulders. Praise God for my wife's good counsel. I'm all better now. The last of my vassals left and Anastasia looks relieved. He is obviously exhausted from all the formalities. Having been introduced like this will hopefully serve him well in the future. If you can get your learning skill up high enough, I may send you to Bologna to further your education to get your skills up much better. One could only hope. And please, I beg you, do not become dull. If you become dull, well then, unfortunately we'll have to make do with what we have. And also may start giving you artifacts to help with your learning skill. Learning skill. That reminds me. That reminds me. That ain't happening. Win a war, you got it. You have my father's things. My father's things? Well, who was the descendant that had this good stuff? That emerald tablet. That thing is mine. I'm my spy master. We'll do all the sneaking around here. If that's the best option. We gotta get him sooner or later. Before he croaks. I arrived at his capital. As expected, it's heavily guarded. There's a group of guards at the main door. Servants entrance at the back, and a window near the stables. Wow, 97% chance of success. Force my way inside. You can't screw that one up. Right of way given. As Doge, I'm in a unique position to act against the Porcarios family, my old enemies. Yeah, after all this time, after all the families came and went, they're still around, but he's actually the last of his kind. So, striking at them directly might draw the eye of the other patrician families, whose continued favor is necessary to cement my dynasty's rule over the Republic. However, the Porcarios still enjoy a lot of support in many quarters of Amalfi, but in new, insidious ways of hurting them are now open to me with my current office. I managed to tarnish their family's name extending through an intensive lobby campaign. Heed the words of the Doge. 95% chance. Rush them before we raise the alarm. I prefer a straight fight than all this sneaking around. Now that I've dealt with all the guards, I'm free to search the treasury for my target. Time is short, and the treasury is filled with documents, jewels, and many miscellaneous items. Oh boy, this sounds like me. Search frantically, making a lot of noise. You're looking for an emerald tablet. Can't miss it. Don't want to be seen as grateful. But he wants the money. It's alright. Oh, what the heck did I just pick? Whatever it was could have been beneficial. After making my escape, I finally feel relieved. I managed to steal one fine artifact in my collection. There's no idea. This isn't just one fine artifact. This is the Emerald Tablet. See, the previous owner was Doge CK2 the Scholar. Yes, CK2 the Scholar. My great-great-grandfather, who died of scurvy. He was the Pythagoras of our time, I would think. Check the members. As I said, there's a shortage of members, so I would be content with visiting a church every other Sunday. I'm no longer humble. I replace humility with being content. But if I don't show up, the priest scolds me and tells I should set a better example for my subjects. He'll ruin everything. By the way, is it time for my exorcism? Yes, it is time. Nope, no avail. Come back in 4 years. It's recently come to my attention that a local astronomer has been hard at work developing some star charts to map the heavens. He has graciously given me one of them as a gift. How kind. Let me see. God dang it. Do you see what I see? Doll. I'm bringing myself in the leg. Huh? God dang it. He could either become these traits. If he becomes ambitious, then there is some point salvaging him. If you're going to send him to Bologna, again, his learning skill has to be up to 5. I'm going to start giving you a few artifacts. Let me see. The star chart that you just got. Here it is. A piece of parchment depicted the positions of various celestial bodies. I really want to send my boy to college when he grows up. Here. This star chart here is for you. So you don't feel as dull. But you are the Republic's best hope. And there's another book somewhere, if I even still have it. I'll give him the change of St. Peter. But there's this other book in the treasure that we hardly ever use. Aha! Confessions of Doge Bernard. This is for you. Why the hell am I using that book? Maybe that explains why I haven't been having any children. Son of a beeswax, I'm an idiot. I may be a genius, but I will admit my own failure. Am I really not wearing any armor? Put that on. So that way you'll be ready for war. Got your handgun? Like it how you like it? No wonder why my fertility's been lowered this entire time. I feel dumb. When you grow up and so, there. You may not be good at any other skill, but some learning will help, so I could send you to the university in the future. There is some hope with you. Especially when you inherit all the other artifacts whenever I pass on. The second is so little. While the wealth of the art produced from us grows ever larger, sure this unfair distribution of wealth cannot be in the public's best interest. Would you consider transferring some trade outposts from another family to our cable hands? Let me see. Check with me. Syracusa, not to be confused. Alright, let's see what we can do. I'm afraid these trade posts do no good. Do various means I check. I have ensured the complete loyalty of all men stationed with them. I have orders to burn to the ground if the Ursal rule over them is ever threatened. I see. Sorry, I can't give it to you because that bastard needs to pay for his crimes. But instead you all pay favors to this man. He has to be dealt with. Fortunately, you can't get rid of him. His intrigue is high. He's got an intrigue focus. Perhaps we'll... No, framing will possibly not work. Do you really have to solve all your problems through framing? Plus, he's not here to kill me yet. Nobody's threatening to kill me. Just only one I want to seize my trade post. A coordination at Southern Bug. Not bug. Bug. There it is. The crown is the Queen of Lepanto. Oh, glad day 10. I got nothing better to do. The Hellenic Coordination. I, Gundepuga of the Ursal dynasty, with the blessing of the Lord, I do hereby rightfully assume the crown of the Kingdom of Lepanto. With those words, she becomes Queen of Lepanto in truth, with each of her vassals lining up to bow before and swear everlasting fealty. It is an impressive ceremony, full of pomp and circumstance, one that will write Queen Gundepuga into history. The streets of Southern Bug are lined with Magyar crowds, cheering, everyone's trying to get a look at the important personages that pass on by on their way to the forthcoming feast. Long live Queen Gundepuga. Once I come back, return from the whole coronation, we need to start that war immediately. Because he's getting stronger, and who knows what it'll be like with mercenaries that he has. Because I could say right now, the Empire will be with us, Greece will be with us, and they got very little of that. And the tributaries will be all with us. Calabria and the rest of Southern Italy is going to be a hotbed of a massive conflict. And it's going to start next year. With the coronation ceremony finished, the newly anointed Queen Gundepuga retired to her castle for the celebration feast. The hall is packed with people, lords and ladies of Lepanto, their wives and husbands, visiting Orthodox rulers and emissaries. It will be a night to remember. This will be quite a celebration. Got a fever though. To our good host, Queen Gundepuga, long she may reign. Long may she reign. Athel stands and delivers an eloquent toast to in Queen Gundepuga's honor at the coronation feast, prompting a round of approving applause from those scattered. Long may she reign. Long may she reign. Says I didn't know you were with me. As you are the spy master, commander, and heir to the kingdom of Egypt. You should have children. Didn't think about you. About this man. Don't care. All I care about is the well-being of our children. 2 years ago. Cancer, depressed, stressed. Ah. Feel bad. I'll send you to belong here soon. This is getting bad. There's only 2 heroes. Ain't nobody want to step up? Well, the coordination phase finally draws to close, with Queen Gutenberg giving a speech to those gathered that is barely heard over the roster cheering, "Long live the Queen! Long live the Queen!" A fine event indeed. There, you got enough money for you to hire mercenaries in order to deal with this man. He may be a drunk, but he's extremely dangerous. He's a formidable fighter, reanimate leader, because he has the skills to be the centerpiece of the army. He may fight well against Muslims and other pagans, but he's very good at leading the center, and he's brawny too. Does he have any weapons or armor? Oh! He's got the old Imperial diadem. The Craterus dynasty, and it passed on to Al-Salih. House Craterus is extinct. No living members. Really? A pelt of the Nimin Lion? The pelt of invincible Nimin Lion. No mortal weapon could harm it. The lion was ultimately killed by Heracles and skinned of its own claws. It makes its owner brawny if he cannot wear it, so you have to be Greek. You can't be a Langobard or any other culture. It's a Greek-only artifact. And only a person who is strong or brawny or have a martial greater or equal to 25. But he's not equipping that right now, because that's a ceremonial gown. Missing a lot of artifacts. And he's got a bunch of saintly bones. Makes me feel jealous. Makes me want to steal that artifact, even though I can't wear it. No wonder. Currently a student at the University of Bologna. What do you mean? Old age, challenge and poor taste. We're bloody old men. Think you're better than me? We settled this in a rivalry war. Right here, right now. Calling all allies. Calling all allies. We fear of possible overwhelming aggression against the enemy. Because I am not confident that the army of Amalfi is strong enough to take them on. You're serious. Get to Amalfi. That's the place to defend. And to anyone else, well, good luck to you. Meet up in Sirt. Take that off. "14 of you guys. Enough ships to pick up the rest of them. Do not forget Crete." Oh, and do not forget the Prince Bishopric. Heaven forbid. Straight to Amalfi. Took a drink. Welp, we're in for a rumble. She left the room. Okay, fair enough. You are the master schemer. Expensive cosmetics and perfumes. This character smells and looks really nice. This Prince Bishop Altish, who is of a Mari origin. You don't want to know where the Mari come from? Up there. Yes, up there. In Suzdal, which is led by a Mari, and Meria, led by the Mordvin. This area is where they live. Final Relic, they care about less revolt risk, more tax income, more army design organization, and penalty for different cultures, so they're kind of a nice people. I may add. Yeah, calling everybody in. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Stick together with my army. Let the Empire and the that other despot of Greece, let them operate independently. The Southern Italian coalition will stick together with us. No need for mercenaries. A duel for honor? Sure, as long as you don't die of depression. This war shouldn't take long, I hope. Because he's just hired some mercenaries. As they just seized down trade posts, and they're going to want to take a couple of cities alongside. As stated before. A few more reinforcements will be coming. Stay put. Are they coming here? Greek armies are moving in. Oh, I forgot they have territories up there, and they do have access to the coast. It's that area of Venetia, northern Venetia. Sure. Hope you're not busy. No, they're not. They're ready. A very defensible place. The river flows between this county and wherever. Amalfi is such a defendable place. It's also known in Greek name Potenza. Head up to Benevento instead. I've come for glory. That's it. Main Imperial armies arrive. hills. Going uphill. We just need to trick them into going this way. So we'll take that river crossing penalty, and it's in the plains. And I favor the plains. Got your best commanders and further reinforcements with the whole, what we call the Southern Italian Coalition that we formed. Even though we had to beat up our neighbors for this. And more fierce reinforcements will be on their way. Egypt is now part of Thessalonica. Sure. There's my rival, front center. Sending you to Bologna. Oh, devastating swarm attack against me. But I may best him. You got it. In the middle of the battle, I catch sight of a girl wearing the same colors as I am, just as I have time to notice the fierce expression on her face. When she is struck down, I feel a pang of guilt, realizing how much she reminded me of my daughter Ima. Yep, the eldest and future Queen of Egypt. Must remember to tend to our wounded. After the battle was over, I added too much salt to my food and now it tastes disgusting. I'll try to eat it. Nothing happens. What are you talking about? Head straight for the capital. Coming to save him. This is mountains. We got them all. Burning fat, huh? Likes to think he's in perfect shape. Now that you have all this money. Good God, you're maintaining two mercenary bands? Didn't you get rid of one? Could have sworn I thought you disbanded one. Which would indicate that means they're still around. Be careful with such things next time. Okay. Okay. Spend it on structures, that's what we're supposed to be doing. Just increase the levy size throughout. About to be done, actually. You already got the battles won. All I need is to occupy and also retake that city. And soon we'll have a duel on review. Oh boy. Just laying down briefly. How many holdings? Oh gosh, a lot of holdings to take. The history of the Peloponnesian War. I know that one. Amalfi prospers. The prosperity of Amalfi has attracted a number of scholars who are now looking for a patron. Organizing them to a foundation for learning could result in useful new discoveries. Knowledge is power. Permanent effect. Scholars Foundation here in Amalfi. Talking about here. Retake that city of mine. And then we'll be able to win it. Oh, Bald Man, huh? All the worse for her. Instead of all the best. Oh, no need troops. No need to... We got it from here. And those troops from Upper Brittany is not having an effect against us. But I'm glad that we had this little bit of a rivalry war. Just to have him beat. Guess what? You are going to prison. And there is something that I want from you. Like to have that one day. But he's not using it, so we may have to steal it for later. Let's have a look again. Mythical creatures phone. What is that? Oh. There ain't it. God of War's a good one. Never mind, I just wish you to drop dead. Putting you in the oblivion. Whoa, no. Council always gets in the way. But nevertheless, you got what you want. Go home, all of you. Let's go up and fight those peasants. Because that's our tributary up there, and we ought to save Capua. He proposed that we send more troops, making him a bigger and better mercenary band. Says that the experience he has gained, trust him with a greater force is naturally showing mutual respect and trust. I accept the proposal. Sure. That means now you have a non-aggression pact with Croatia. My acquaintance Porin was slain by Irenaeus the Greek. That means there was a bounty on his head. And he did this fight and he took him out for it. Good to see you. Peasant revolt dealt with for you. Well, we're just gonna go home and live in peace for a bit. And the war wasn't that terribly long. But give it time to recover. And maybe one day we'll fight another tributary war, which Duca would be the next one. Take off command. Excommunication war. Oh, you're the newest. Good. Heed the words of the Doge. Obviously you are really attracted to me. He doesn't know that I'm the one that seduced her long ago and resulted in this child. So we're kind of somewhat related. In a way. Although we can't confirm it. Hey, where's that thing that you have? Ah, here it is. There it is. She ain't strong nor brawny nor has the high martial skill, but she's pretty close. Because I want to steal that artifact and keep it for myself, even if I'm not Greek. Beto, make others count on you. Made you diligent. As I said, there's still hope for you yet, despite the fact that you're dull-minded. And you become stubborn. Darn. I should have made you ambitious. Hopefully you become patient. Don't. Yeah, why not? Select wait a couple more years, then we'll go steal that artifact in particular. Oh, hang on. That was a weak one. My overseer presents me with a plans to provide a just cause for actions one of my restless provinces. The plan details our position from a cultural and religious standpoint, aiming to establish bonds between myself and the malcontents. All this relies on the knowledge of my overseer and the ability to communicate clearly with the rebels. Now the one deciding. And on that same day with my main overseer, now he wants a diplomatic debate. I'm patient, so I will debate it defensively. And I win. Hey, remember that money that I gave it to you? I'm gonna need that back. Some of it. Since you got so much money, let's save it for the extensive hospital complex so no disease can come to Amalfi ever again. $4,300. Remember that. Mission failure. Unfortunately, our message of the cultural and religious bonds did not pass, and the malcontents parted ways with my delegation on bad terms. Whether it's the fault of the uncultured overseer or the stupidity of the audience remains to be seen. The point of the matter is that no improvements were made on the province's stability. Not a recruit, but... Hi! Rivalry War. Oh, you're gonna be imprisoned. And I just impregnated my wife for the first time in God knows how long. For the first time since... 17 years. The Caesar's claim on Greece. Who is that man? I'm confident that you can handle it. I'll accept it, but I ain't coming for you. Agitator discovered. Together with the intelligence service of my room, I was able to discover that Bonyak of Bonyak's host was the mastermind of the recent drop stability in my domain's provinces. The Karluk. Oh, here's the problem. He's a host. He doesn't have any landed titles. So I'll just say that, well, I'm a military man. Plan a military operation against his provinces, even if he doesn't own one. New staged war games and large-scale exercise, I feel confident I can master one of the main military disciplines. Heavy foot is key. Of course that would happen. When you think they're all that, then that happens. But at least she's not a drunk, so it's a real accident. Granddaughter. So, I don't think we've seen that name before. Just a couple of hundred more. Oh, he's imprisoned. Prosperity in Amalfi is prompted to increasing desire for a great library in the country, so learned people can always find entertainment. Of course, knowledge is power. We got a Scholars for Nation now. Let's have a great library. And you know, to be real honest, if I wanted to build a great library, I could do so. I could do that, but no. I would much prefer to build a great harbor in the near future. But that would be up to my son. I ain't coming over there. That's your problem. Oh, please. A witch, you say? No. Let her go for you. I've been very kind. I never want to burn against my kinsman. Successful mission. The mission I ordered to cause instability in the domain of Bonyak was an unmitigated success. Several coordinated actions were performed across the agitator's domain. Now, he's the one sorry consequence. As good news as the mission spread like wildfire, the spirit of my own population was significantly improved. Okay, I guess I made the right call. I could have just left it alone, but I decided not to. It's like, well, you're gonna mess with me? Well, I'm gonna mess with you. Don't even think about it. The last thing I would want is somebody from my domain that wants to be after my domain. You done yet? Have Rivalry War reviews? Well, looks like you're about to lose. And whenever you are not imprisoned anymore... Hey! I could always use one. Yeah. Hospital. Bingo. Keep an eye on him. Oh, crud, he's infected. That means we're gonna lose this, man. Let's see, it's disfigured. See? I told you y'all can handle it. 100% war score. He's going to prison and he's going to die while he's in the dungeon because of his infection. Perhaps. Maybe. Because he's brawny. And, yeah, brawny. So he may or may not. You got it. Jewish exile. Give her the council position? Well, she's pretty good at whatever, but those guys aren't going to look at me highly for the next 10 years. I'll do that for once. It's because I want the fertility. So I made you the steward. Not as good, but you'll do. In actuality, no, you're not. Anastasia, you have become patient. Okay, but that diplomacy is going to be a severe flaw of yours. It's time for you to get advanced education. Sending you to Bologna. See you later. There, now Rum's at peace again. Father-in-law died. Quick, he's out of prison. Let's duel. I'll take it easy on you. Well, he's gonna die soon, since I gave him quite a lashing. I mean, we're in a shortage of members here. So let's summon more large commanders. Just more members. Stick with me in the court. All of them have Pillar to the Plains. When you get more members, activities will come up. Ledger progress bar will go up a little further. And I did predict I'm likely going to be in my 60s by the time when this is all said and done. When the progress bar reaches up to... I mean, of course you'll be there because my son is not present. He's in college. Several hooligans were recently caught trying to raid a cemetery not too far where I live. They were apprehended by a local watchman. This, of course, is absolutely forbidden out of respect to the spirits of the dead. Now it's up to me to determine the fate of these men. To think they want to desecrate the dead, toss them in prison. Yeah, you got it. Yikes. Just the other day, skulking as I often do, I caught Potesta Rizzo, a Principato, and my niece. I get through this in flagrant. Lost their passion. I did not notice you, but I'm in shock. Oh gosh, I don't want to make them angry, but I'll say we gotta blackmail him. Because I don't like that man. But there's an opportunity. We gotta blackmail him. See if he takes it. To the spineless warlock Bernard. Here, take my money. If you do not keep quiet, I will do things to you that you cannot even imagine to begin. Stupid could be so rewarding. A small spear throwing competition could be entertaining. That's also a great way to enliven my battle technique. Maybe I should arrange a contest in my court. My throwing arm will amaze everyone. My council is growing increasingly concerned with the fact that Yoka still has provided you no children, despite the two of you being healthy and able. At first I waived away their concerns, but perhaps they are right. Well, ask my physician to investigate. She had a miscarriage one time. Everyone attending at the small spear throwing event. You just gained a stutter trait. Competition seems to be having a great time. They are partaking in a contest, conversing and laughing together. Perhaps the memory is a bit too much, as a spear carelessly hurled at the field as someone is still out there, measuring the distance of the previous throw. Oh yeah, that guy I never looked up, who just came here, that Jewish exile. Now he got on the receiving end of it, and he'll soon die. After so many tests upon poor Yelka. Emma came to me this morning, says there's nothing wrong with her. Oh, for that matter, she gives me a potion to invigorate my loins, says it will take my time. Oh, let's hope the potion works. After a dozen spears being hurled in the air, the sole victim or just no one managed to go farther than Maganov on Woodson. Yeah. The new guy. Violence seems to be able to solve all my problems. Life is easier when I can simply smash things into submission. Seems I have no longer patience to negotiate. Now I have 4 traits. It's almost time to go see the exorcist. You got it. Marshal the Malfitan Band. The coronation ceremony at Al Andalus. I'll be there. By the time I come back, go see an exorcist like the god. I just noticed that Republic of Ragusa, which was based in Kochula, no longer exists now. It's now part of Croatia. Coronation of Amir al-Mu'minin Jalhal. Amir al-Mu'minin Jalhal Kneels before Pope Innocentus III. That's not our Langobardo. Yeah. But they call him the Greek, so he's technically our guy. Yeah. So as his foes vast surrounded with complete silence, the Pope blesses him and places the royal crown upon his head, proclaiming him the Emir. Not king, but Jahaf is his first name. Emir al-Mu'minin, I guess it's a title that Andalusians used for the Emirate of Al-Andalus. I see. It's good to be back at Amalfi, and for God's sakes, go see a sexist, you psychiatrist. Whatever. It's gone. Finally. I'm no longer possessed. Aha! I win! I'm free! I can do whatever the heck I want. Even if I have to make a sacrifice to God again. Or to my ancestors like Saint Raphael. Or Landor. Or even my granddaughter. Yep, totally enthusiastic. You'll do. Yeah. Oh yeah, feeling a bit happy about that. Despite the fact I lost my patience. Wish I could become a brilliant strategist, but I need to fight more wars. They actually look pretty good. Is that an Imperial diadem you're wearing? You know, there is no, whatchamacallit, Byzantine Empire? Or Roman Empire? It's not until next year that you will steal an artifact, which I'm going to need to steal that, you know, just to have it around. It's not like I'm going to become Greek in the future, but there's benefits. Don't you own any provinces that are Greek? Actually, these provinces were Greek. It's just I noticed that the Sicilian culture is spreading. On its own, naturally. Interesting. Oh, who could forget Crete? May never know. And so some of you think, what do you mean may never know? The idea. I mean, not necessarily myself becoming Greek and all that. And they've got rid of that French culture and replaced it with Greek. So if Sicilian culture can actually spread, I mean, this part here in Syracuse, it was Greek, but it turned Sicilian on its own when I was not looking. Does that mean that Sicilian will eventually make its way up here? And I still wonder, when does the Neapolitan culture start appearing? All the others have appeared in the beginning, but when does Neapolitan start coming around? When it became a part of a regular, everyday use of its language, where they formed their own identity? Did it happen around 1200s? Or not? Or does it have to be Normans and mixing with Greek and whomever? Then Neapolitan starts appearing and spreads throughout here. Is that how that works? Anyways. We will end the episode on this note. As, well, if my son is doing well with his studies, despite his flaws, as he has no genetic traits because he is simply the guy that we found him on the streets. As a baby. We found him since he was a baby, but he turned out to be dull. But he's the best that the Republic of Amalfi has to offer. You go for this one. And Kotor, most learned man, will be this one. And then, designated heir. Gosh, You really don't want to brunt the barrel. You just gotta grin and bear it. Now Andalus is taking over. Feels like the entire Mediterranean coast is all Christian these days. Italy's getting stronger. Well, not necessarily. It's just despite that, they just haven't had any luck recently. As the Holy Roman Empire is basically stayed up north. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll end the episode on that note, in which I hope that he can live up to his 60s and live long enough to see the Pledge of Progress War reach up to 100. And more members will join, so more activities will take part, and so will I. Knowing that we'll lose him soon. One would think I should have gone to this way, but who in the right mind would want to? God, who knows? But still, we hope you people enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you in the next one. But until then, so long for now.